see. I see Ronny. I don't see Fally, though. Hi, Ronny. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Great to meet you virtually.
Yeah, it's been really cool. Technology is really taking the
Isn't it
forward,
just?
for sure. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Melanie. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
I think Fally will join us any moment.
Fally will. Hi, Hamid. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
And Kevin, lovely to meet you. Hamid and I have spoken before, and I've had the pleasure of meeting you and Fally also virtually. And at that point, your picture was in edit. So where are we now with it? Is it locked?
Well, actually, Fally says that he's on his way.
Okay, let's wait. We'll wait. We'll give it. Do you want to give us a little? Should we start then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So what stage? Before we start talking about the film, I'd love to know what stage it's at right now.
So we are at the moment still in the post-production.
Okay.
We have had some discussions with partners that are currently considering to join us in the post-production process. We're actually pretty far in that process. Thanks to Ronny, who's also taken another role as one of the first editors, we have advanced it a little bit. And we're hoping that in not such a long time we'll be finished with the post-production.
Fantastic. Okay, so I know a little bit about this project, but it's been such a passion project for both you, Hamid and Kevin. And I would love for you to tell our lovely audience a little bit about what the project's about and what kind of the early beginnings were and your relationship to Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And let's just get some background on how this project came off the ground.
Okay, well, first of all, let's just talk about myself and Hamid. We were writing together for many years, looking for good projects, and we were able to make a short film in Congo based on a script that we wrote. And from that experience, we had another idea from a friend of ours who actually directed the short film in Congo, based on a character, a photographer. And from that one character, we started to build a story, with a setting in Kinshasa, of course, and a time period, kind of just the dawn of independence movement in Congo, and with the music, the rumba music, and slowly but surely we were able to bring these characters, the setting, and the music all together to make that story. So we're very much concerned about telling a good story, first of all, a kind of universal story, and then from that point, we were able to find financing and put it all together.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one of our main goals after making the short film was to see, the short film was a test for us. I think we discussed this in the first time we spoke. The short film was a test for us to see whether the film industry in Congo can, take on a project, make some profit, work with a professional crew, and whether on a reasonable budget you could do something. And that was one of the first challenges. And because we managed to do the short film, once the discussion started on can we do something bigger, and we need to speak with the Congolese to talk about telling the story of Congolese characters by Congolese filmmakers. That's how we got introduced to the story of the photographer Jean de Parra, who the main character of the movie is inspired by, let's say, him and other photographers in the 50s in Africa, whose work is pretty much unknown to us. Like if you're in Europe and you look up to see images of Africa in the 50s, we look at these photographs, but we never think of, okay, who's been taking these photographs and what's their story and the avant-garde work that they were doing. And so I guess, like Kevin said, at that moment, once we had an inspiration for a lead character, we started building a story around it and started to look at that time period. Also in a country where the story of the people of that moment has never been told. There is, as I said in the interview we did, the pop culture story of the Congolese of the 40s, 50s, 60s, not being known to the population of the country is something that strikes a bit odd, because all of us, we have visuals and we have pictures and films of the places where we come from. Like, you know, as an Iranian, I've seen God knows how many Iranian movies that have inspired me actually to want to make films. Whereas the Congolese filmmakers today, they often have to base themselves on things that have been made outside. Mm-hmm. And so this is been one of the motivations to do the film.
It's really, maybe you could explain to people here in the audience who may or may not know about a little bit about the history and kind of why it is such in its infancy. And there's, in terms of recorded history, and speak maybe a little bit to, you know, one of the characters that you use in this film is actually not a person, it is music. And that has such a profound meaning to the Congolese people. Maybe tell us a little bit about that history and how that music intertwines with that.
I wish I could let someone with more Congolese roots to speak about this, a musical experience. I think Mélanie maybe would be the right person to, Mélanie or Fally, maybe.
Yeah, okay, we can go.
Question to them.
Mélanie, you're here. Fally's not with us yet. Can we get you to maybe chime in on that?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for having me first. So I joined the project as the lead actress. And, you know, the project was brought as a musical, really rooted project. So I thought that since Rumba, you know, Rumba has a really strong history regarding how it traveled from Congo to Cuba, then came back to Congo, and having so many great artists in the project that know about Rumba, know about music. Like we've had also a group coming to play music while we were filming many dancing scenes and everything. It kind of infused all of the filming, and it gave us all of this atmosphere that we needed. So definitely music was a huge part of this filming process. And actually when you go in Kinshasa, the city itself has its own rhythm, I would say. So all of this helped us for the energy in general. So I hope this will be given through the screen, through the film, because that's what we want, right? We want the audience to experience all of this energy that we built during the filming. And
hello, sorry. That we've got a new entrant here. Hi, Fally. Welcome. Can you hear us? Fally, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning.
It's good. It's good evening here. Good evening. Is it more?
I'm sorry. I'm San Francisco, so 7 in the morning now.
It is morning there. Welcome. Thank you for joining us so early. You've come in at kind of at the right time as well. We've kicked off already. Welcome for everyone who doesn't know. This is Fally Ipupa, one of the leads in the movie, and he is also a very prominent singer in the region. I was just speaking to Mélanie we just kicked off about the film, and we were talking about, I was asking her about rumba and how important it is to the Congolese and the history of the nation. And she's just been telling us a little bit about that. Maybe you can jump in and give us your point of view.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, please? You know,
Yes.
My English is poor, so you're supposed to speak slowly in your English. No?
Maybe you can speak in French.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Fally, en fait, tu peux te sentir à l'aise de répondre en français et on peut traduire. Donc la question c'est...
Ok, sa question était de savoir quoi?
Donc la question c'était la significance de rumba dans l'histoire de la RDC. et comment ça a inspiré le film.
Okay. I want to try to answer in English, but sometimes that in French. So, you know, we are Congolese, and music is like one of, I can say today, the most beautiful thing we have in this country, you know. So Rumba is like our heritage. So everywhere you go in Congo, in Kinshasa, you have little bar, we play music, you have many groups, orchestra, we play music. So Rumba is like our richest soul. I'm very happy because the movie is so great, but inspired by Rumba, Congolese music, Rumba, and Congolese. Alors, comment dire l'aube de l'indépendance?
In the start, at the dawn of the independence.
Yes, so that's why that's why you're gonna see when you're gonna see the movie, you're gonna tu vas remarquer il y aura beaucoup d'émotions parce qu'il y a d'un côté il y a la rumba, la musique, et d'un autre côté il y a une histoire quand même qui est plus percutante. Donc voilà.
So once you see the movie, you will see that there's different aspects. On one hand, there's the music, there's the rumba, and on the other hand, there's a story as well that's being told.
So thank you, Fally. I want to revert back to you guys before we get into kind of plot and the actual movie itself. How you mentioned financing. How did you finance this project? How difficult, or dare I say easy, was it to get this project off the ground? Because this seems to be a first of its kind in the region right now.
Okay, thank you very much. You know what? It was very before we start shooting. It was a very little bit. We think it was gonna be very very hard for me, but I'm very challenging man. So and I'm very busy man. The most complicated thing was to fix my schedule, my planning, musical planning, because I was in the tour when we shoot the movie. So I just made 1 month to fix everything. So we shoot every day in the morning. We start like 7, 8, 9 in the morning until 9. So I was very, very sometimes tired, but what is good? It was a very, very good project. I love the script. I love the story, and Ahmed, he was very, very professional, and make my work easy. So because I love cinema too. That's why it was complicated to fix my day for shooting. But it was very, very. I was very happy to be in the scene to shoot. It was cool. It was cool.
Hamid, could you tell us maybe a little bit about lifting it off?
Yeah, about the financing. I think that was probably, and as most of the colleagues here can attest, that's always the most difficult part of making a film, because otherwise you put together any crew you want, and if you don't have budget problems, obviously that's the easiest thing to do. On our end, obviously we've had luck to work in Kinshasa with people who are maybe self-taught, but they're very professional, and artists even like Fally who agreed to come on board without any financing up front, and that's exceptional. But I think that attests to their passion for the project. And then in terms of financing, because there is still need for financing something, we had taken a decision, maybe a bit foolishly, not to go for government funding, because we didn't want to have any type of limitation of the type of story we're going to tell from any government anywhere, and because we felt the need to try to tell to try to test whether we can really make an African project in Congo, which is, not called a Congolese movie, but then financed with money from the US or France or Belgium, but financed by Congolese people. That's why we looked into the business community in Kinshasa, trying to bring people along, even with modest investments. And then, Kevin and myself, once you're in the project, we had to, at some points, obviously jump in and fill the gaps. That turned out to be much more significant than what we thought, but that's the life of independent filmmaking, I'm being told. And I don't know, Kevin, if you want to add anything?
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to add. Yeah, we relied a lot on a lot of sponsors as well, who helped us with, not necessarily with cash, but with settings, with sets, with equipment, with elements of the decor and things like that.
I think when you see, for example, the presence of Fally, we've shot on locations which are absolutely stunning, and because he's involved, people were happy to participate into the making of this movie without necessarily demanding us money for those, but still saying, okay, this is my participation as producer.
Mm-hmm. Ronny wants to add something because he hasn't said nothing.
Don't worry, that's my job to get him involved. Don't worry, we've got about an hour, and I'm getting to him next. But thank you. I wanted
Ronny,
to.
you have fans.
Ronny, what's up, Ronny? What's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Long time. Long time. He's the genius, one of the more men I work with. I know I trust him. That movie gonna be crazy. I've never seen any image after we finished my shooting, but I trust, because it was a very good energy in the set. So, Ronny, I'm waiting for this movie, man.
It's going to I'm so happy that you guys love it, and there's so much more to come. I'm so excited for you guys. And Fally, this is going to put you on another level.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Ronny, at what stage did you join this project? Because we were just talking about the beginning bits and kind of getting the project off the ground and the financing elements. So maybe can you tell us at which stage you joined, and have you ever worked in the Democratic Republic of Congo before?
It's so funny how everything is happening. So you want the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, tell them the truth.
Please.
So I'm literally getting ready to go to South Africa to film another movie called I can't say the name. I'm sorry. And the movie got stalled for a second, and I met Hamed in DRC. When did we meet Hamed?
2021 or 2022?
Yeah, that's when I met Fally for the first time. I met Fally in Paris for the first time, and that was amazing. Had a great time. And then I was working on another project with Fally in Congo, and that's when I met Hamed. And while filming Fally for the project, so he told me about this movie called Rumba Royale. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, I'm still working on the script. And I'll let you know how it goes, just to get some, advice or whatever. So I'm like, cool, that's cool. Really, I love that, you're writing and you're creating something in a beautiful country as this. So in my mind, I'm thinking, it's probably going to be a few years or a year from now where I'll hear from him. And out of nowhere, out of the blue, he called me, was it in May or April, I think? And we started filming in May. Yeah, so roughly a month before we started filming, I flew last minute to Congo with all the gear. It was a mission of hope and belief and trust, because the last movie that I was supposed to work on did not happen on that schedule, so I was hoping to come down and film it. And man, we had a blast. It was a lot of work, but it was fun.
Tell me a little bit about the experience there, though. What were the kind of challenges for you as a cinematographer? What were the surprises? The kind of what the crew that you worked with. Maybe you could speak a little bit to that.
So normally, the experience is normally just streamlined and, you know, working in Hollywood for the last 20 years has, you know, allowed me to learn on many different levels as far as like from production assistant all the way to executive. I prefer to have had the crew come with me as well and still hire within the community in the Congo because I'm an educator at heart. I love to, you know, give my time and teach people and allow them to get an opportunity to really absorb what Hollywood has to offer and hands-on experience. So for me, getting there and seeing a lot of, I don't want to say issues, I would say blockades initially, because you can always go around a blockade and make it work. So with Hamed's